Moving on, let's turn our attention to the Horn of Africa, where the Al-Shabaab is making gains in central Somalia. The Al-Shabaab terrorists have captured the key town of Maxas in central Somalia after heavy fighting with the army and local militias. The Somali National Army confirmed the fall of Maxas, while claiming that the forces had tactically retreated from the area. For years, Al-Shabaab has been fighting to overthrow the federal government in Somalia and to impose Islamic law. And capturing Maxas is a big win for the terrorist group. Why? Because it is of the town's strategic importance. Maxas is located in the central region of Hiran, about 300 kilometers north of the federal capital of Mogadishu. Now, Maxas has been under government control for more than a decade and has served as a so-called forward operating base in offensives targeting Al-Shabaab strongholds in parts of Hiran and neighboring Galgaduud. Now, since launching an offensive earlier this year, the Al-Qaeda-linked Al-Shabaab has taken dozens of towns and villages, reversing almost all of the gains made by the government in its own military campaign in 2022 and 2023. The Somali government has relied on the support of local militias opposed to Al-Shabaab to counter the terrorist group. Along with local help, there has also been American intervention in the conflict in Somalia. Now, the United States has been routinely carrying out strikes targeting Al-Shabaab. And under President Donald Trump, these strikes have not only persisted, but also intensified. Now, according to the U.S. Africa Command, AFRICOM, the U.S. strikes on Somalia have more than doubled than last year. Now, experts suggest that one of the reasons for the major uptick in U.S. strikes in the Horn of Africa is Al-Shabaab's unprecedented counteroffensive this year. The U.S. has also been actively cracking down on ISIS terrorist network in Somalia. The latest U.S. strikes targeting Al-Shabaab and ISIS terrorist network in Somalia were conducted just last week on the 25th of July. Now, these separate strikes were conducted in close coordination of federal government Somalia as the Trump administration continues its bombing campaign in Somalia. Some experts argue that this will likely only empower the same armed groups that it claims to be fighting. And how could that be possible? Now, it's because groups like Al-Shabaab often live and operate among the civilian population. Now, this means that those fighting against Al-Shabaab can rarely differentiate between civilians and terrorists. And the result is such operations continue to kill innocent civilians, destroy properties and livestock. Terrorist groups like Al-Shabaab also capitalize on the grievances of the public and continue to spread terror. U.S. President Donald Trump has branded himself as the leader who can end wars, but experts say his bombing campaign in Somalia is seeming to only fuel the conflict further. Without investing in local legitimacy and supporting grassroots reconciliation, America's drone diplomacy could continue to backfire at the U.S. as well as the Somali government.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
$36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka karj mo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
4 兆ドル以上も.
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.